another step, one more step. Come on. I'm sorry. Come on, you're doing great. One more.
Buckle up, because we're just getting started. The episode kicks off with the big question hanging over Chris's weight loss journey. Will his mom be his rock or his stumbling block? They're both talking a big game about saving his life, but actions speak louder than words, right? Stay tuned to see how this family drama unfolds.
This is all gonna be up to Chris. And the question is, with his mom coming back in his life, if she's gonna be the support he needs, or she's gonna end up enabling him. Hopefully, both of them are serious about what they are saying, and they are ready to do what it takes to save Chris' life.
Can you imagine? Every morning is a battle for Chris. He shares how every day is harder than the last, struggling just to get out of bed due to his increasing size and decreasing mobility. Exhaustion is his constant companion, and he's genuinely worried that one day he might not be able to get out of bed at all. Strap in, because it only gets more intense from here.
I'm too big to sleep in a normal bed, so I have to sleep on a mattress 1 foot off the floor. And to get to my feet, I roll forward out of bed really fast, kind of like a somersault. I lean back and then I whip my legs forward and it just pulls the rest of me up to standing.
Get this, Chris's morning routine is like a low-budget stunt scene. He has to perform a mini acrobatic feat just to get up, rolling and flipping like a grounded gymnast. Cooking breakfast is another saga. Standing is a no-go, so he sits on a cooler to whip up his meals. You won't believe what he tackles next.
I make the meal with my stomach, not with my brain, so I have a really big meal. And when I start eating, as soon as I hit that first bite, I eat it all. I call it going red. I can't stop. When I'm eating, I don't think of anything. It clears my mind.
It's not just eating, it's an emotional roller coaster. Chris dives deep into his red mode, a feeding frenzy where he can't stop once he starts. It's his temporary escape from loneliness, a momentary pause from the solitude that plagues him. And guess what? His story takes another twist right after this.
Mom happened to bring home a big bag of tacos. If you didn't eat as much as you could eat, they weren't there when you went back later.
Growing up, when I would make food or something like that, there was never a limit. So when I cooked for the kids or for the family, and when I cooked, everybody just got to serve themselves. And now looking back.
Ready for a trip down memory lane? Chris's childhood in Las Vegas wasn't exactly a buffet of stability. Meals were unpredictable, and when food was on the table, it was a free-for-all. This feast or famine lifestyle set the stage for his lifelong struggle with food. Watch how this background plays into his current challenges.
So from an early age, I started gaining weight, and I just kept getting bigger.
All right, so Chris, you're 36 years old and 620. What do you do in Oklahoma?
Right now, I'm not doing anything in Oklahoma.
Any goals?
Oh yes, I definitely have some goals. My biggest thing is I want to do things with my daughter.
Here's the scoop on Chris today. 36 and tipping the scales at 620 pounds in Oklahoma, without a job but full of goals, especially about doing more with his daughter. His journey to better health is fueled by his determination not to miss out on her life. The next chapter in his story, it's just around the corner.
But how hard that trip was on me showed me even more how important it was for me to get healthy, just so I can function, you know? So I'm working hard to up my stamina by doing the stretches and exercises that I need. I couldn't take the trash out before when I would go out to walk. It sounds funny, but taking the trash out feels pretty good. Not having to have somebody else take your trash out for you it's pretty nice.
Hold on to your forks. Dr. Now is laying down the law with a strict diet plan. Chris is now on a 1,200 calorie, high protein, low carb regime, and he's feeling the pinch but also the benefits. Even taking out the trash has become a victory lap for him. What's next? Even more challenges and triumphs, so don't go anywhere.
But I've added some bigger steps onto it for me, because every 5 days I'm fasting for 5 days. I didn't eat anything in that time. An onion? I just do water and vitamins. So I'm hoping that gives me an edge to lose weight faster. On the days that I do eat, I only eat high protein, low carb options.
Guess who's moving in? With his mom and special needs brother planning to join him, Chris's home life is about to get a lot busier and hopefully more supportive. He's even swapped sedentary gaming for active VR sessions to keep moving. You'll definitely want to see how this new setup works out for him.
Got that weight off, I'm much more active. I can move faster, I have a lot more stamina, go to the store now.
You know, I can drive again. So, I mean, there was just a lot of goals I wanted to get to really fast to kind of help jumpstart everything. Like once I leave here, I'm going to just a constant, you know, the 1,200 calories a day. And then I do enjoy fasting. I mean, I feel really good when I do it.
Chris is making waves with his weight loss, and not just in small ripples, big, splashy ones. Dropping 54 pounds is no joke, and his new fasting diet is a drastic but seemingly effective method. His daughter's on board with the healthy eating too, which makes resisting temptations a tad easier. Up next, more surprises and hopefully more success.
That weight loss surgery would be off the table, but he told me as long as I was losing that I had time to wrestle with the decision. You should give your mom some.
I don't need any yet.
Yeah,
Why?
because you look dehydrated.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
We're up.
All right.
Okay.
Plot twist. Just as Chris is gearing up for weight loss surgery, he pumps the brakes. He's shedding pounds on his own and starting to think maybe he doesn't need the surgery after all. This decision could change everything about his recovery path. Keep watching, because the stakes are getting even higher.
You know, my mindset, that was it. You know, surgery was the tool that I needed. Well, once I came out here and I started going through this process, you know, you provided me with tools pre-surgery. You know, these are the things you need to do. I went over the book. I started applying these techniques. I started applying the eating habits, the exercise, and I continued with that day after day after day. And then we moved out here.
As the saga continues, moving to Houston might just be the game changer Chris needed. The support from being around family is giving him an extra boost, and Dr. Now's cautious optimism is turning into real hope. But can Chris maintain this momentum long-term without surgical intervention? Stick around, because this journey is far from over.
And make sure you're keeping up with your weight loss and stay on track. So keep it up, and we work with you as long as you can do that. We support you and see how you're doing with this plan going forward, okay? In the meantime, if you have any issues or anything, let me know.
I will.
Thank you, doctor.
All right, we'll see you then.
My life is so miserable now because I've let my weight get so out of control that I'm barely functioning. And it's getting harder and worse every single day.
Buckle up, here we go. Samantha spills her heart out about the unbearable weight of her situation. Every day is a monumental struggle just to manage simple tasks like rolling out of bed. It's not just about being overweight, it's about feeling trapped in her own body, fearing she's on the verge of being permanently bedridden. Brace yourself, because the emotional roller coaster isn't over yet.
And it's getting so hard to keep clean. I've had to go from bathing every day to about every 4 days because I have to work so hard to do it. But even on days when I push myself to do it, some areas I can't even reach without using a stick or something.
Guess what's next? Living solo in a modest second-floor apartment, Samantha grapples with grave mobility challenges. Stairs might as well be mountains, and doorways feel like narrow tunnels. She shares the harsh reality of self-care, where even basic hygiene is a Herculean task, laying bare the severe impact of her condition on her daily life. Stick around. The next part tugs even harder at the heartstrings.
I'm too weak to do that now. And I'm scared to admit that just walking across the apartment to get the food is almost more than I can handle. But instead of thinking about that, I just think about the food I'm about to eat and how full it's about to make me.
You'll need a minute after this one. Samantha dives deep into her emotional and mental battles, using food as an escape hatch from her harsh reality. She reveals her vicious cycle of eating for emotional relief, not just hunger, turning her life into a constant search for solace in food despite its devastating effects on her health. Just wait until you see what hurdle she faces next.
Called Dr. Now because he's one of the only people that I know of that might help me, and he said he will. And he gave me an appointment that's supposed to be in a couple weeks in his office, but I have to figure out how to get to Houston to see him, and I can't fit into any vehicle except a bariatric ambulance.
And it gets thicker. At a make-or-break moment, Samantha reaches out to Dr. Nauzaradon in a desperate plea for help. She outlines the almost impossible logistics of getting to Houston for a life-saving operation, given her size and the lack of suitable transport. The suspense builds as her journey to recovery edges closer.
Well, okay? You're gonna focus on me all the way down, okay? Let's get you comfortable, okay?
I was like carrying a noose piggyback. Sucks!
Come on, you got this. You're strong enough, you got this. Step down right in front of you. Let's do it. Focus on me. Come on, focus on me. Which leg's coming first?
Hold on to your seats, folks. In a deeply moving scene, a dedicated team struggles to help Samantha move and seek medical care. This segment highlights the critical nature of her mobility issues and the urgent need for intervention to stop her health from deteriorating further. What happens next is key to her survival. Don't miss it.
Breaking down or anything that I was afraid of at that time. But I still have so many health issues related to my weight, so they haven't felt like it's been safe to send me home. Doctor now wants them to put me on a controlled diet here, but it turns out they don't really do that, or at least not how Dr. Now wants. He's been checking in on me and some of my treatment.
Take a deep breath, because here's a big update. Post-surgery, Samantha stays in the hospital for 6 weeks, facing a battery of tests and beginning the slow process of recovery. The doctors are wary of letting her go too soon due to the myriad health issues still looming large. Up next, Samantha's homecoming is both heartwarming and nerve-wracking.
Catch your breath.
We made it, guys.
Yes, we made it. Take care. It's a pleasure meeting you.
You too. Thank you for your help.
Want me to show the door?
Yeah.
Here's a twist you didn't see coming. Finally out of the hospital, Samantha returns to a new ground floor apartment, a strategic move to avoid the daily battle with stairs. She's candid about the mix of relief and fear as she leaves the constant care of the hospital to manage on her own. The saga continues with Samantha taking stock of her progress, and you won't want to miss what she has to say.
This past month has just been hard, harder than I thought it would be. But I haven't let that stop me from working hard to make it to my weight loss and mobility goals. And I know I've made more progress this past month because I'm back to handling more on my own. I still need my walker if I get too tired, but I can walk some without it now, so I'm using it a lot less.
Keep watching. It's worth it. Reflecting on the past month, Samantha talks about the strides she's made in her weight loss and mobility journey. Despite needing her walker less, the journey is far from over. She's hopeful but realistic about the challenges ahead. Coming up, see how her crucial follow-up appointment goes.
We're only going to be able to keep Sam in rehab for about a month, maybe a little bit longer. But now that Sam has completed the physical stress of surgery and has come through the surgery so well, it's important for her to get serious about the emotional aspect of this problem and her issues. She's going to rehab to work with physical therapy and also work with behavioral specialists, with psychotherapy.
Next up, a crucial checkpoint. During a follow-up visit, Dr. Nauseraden commends Samantha for her impressive progress, but stresses the importance of her continued efforts in rehab. He highlights the dual focus on physical therapy and behavioral health as essential components of her ongoing recovery. The journey is far from over, and Samantha's next steps are crucial. Stay tuned to see how she tackles them.
She needs those as support now that she's done so well with surgery. The first few months, the weight loss is rapid, so it's quite exciting. The challenge is going to be the fact that the weight loss is going to slow down. And because of that slowdown, she may get down a little bit, she may get depressed, and she may kind of want to revert back to old habits. So it's very important for now for her to have support with behavioral specialists and physical therapy.
You won't believe this opening. The episode kicks off with deep thoughts on pain and the paths it can push us toward. The narrator lays it down. Pain can either knock you down or spark a brand new start, really spotlighting the power we have over our reactions. Brace yourself. This theme is about to unfold even more.
Your pain can make you start over again. It's totally up to you.
James, you up? It's time to get up. You gonna eat any breakfast?
Check this out. It's a real slice of daily life. James is gently nudged awake by an off-screen voice, likely a relative, coaxing him to rise and shine. This simple exchange sheds light on his daily dependency and the routines that shape his mornings. Stay tuned. There's more heartfelt moments just around the corner.
Son,
I don't care.
you want an egg?
Yeah.
All right.
Being overweight for so many years, it's depressing. My knees are just ache, joints like they just grinding. Try not to move about as much as I can.
This part hits right in the feels. James opens up about the heavy physical and mental burden of his obesity. He shares the relentless pain in his knees and his exhausting battles with breathlessness, which drastically clip his wings of independence and sprinkle his days with sadness. The emotional roller coaster takes a steep dive next.
One of my worst moments was when I had an accident downstairs. I slipped and I ended up wedged in between the wall and the door.
Actually, he was 700 pounds at that time. And he screams to me, "Mama, help me, help me. I'm hung." I couldn't pick him up.
Things get super intense here. James recounts a frightening fall that left him stuck between a wall and a door at a whopping 700 pounds. His mom recounts the chilling tale, painting a picture of his helplessness and the drastic steps needed to free him, involving a dramatic rescue by the fire department. Buckle up. The story takes a critical twist just ahead.
The lesson once I got back last year, I really started gaining weight when I started working in a tax field. Sitting there all day long, listening to people's problems and stress.
Well, these are her son's W-2s, I think.
After work, some people want to drink a beer to relieve stress. I just want something to eat. Now I stop through the fast food probably about 5 to 6 times a week.
You're not going to believe what comes next. James traces a big chunk of his weight gain back to his desk job as an accountant. He describes how the stress of the job drove him to find solace in food, especially the quick and easy lure of fast food, which illustrates the unhealthy coping tactics that piled on the pounds. The next revelation is a real jaw-dropper.
I hope he's not too bitter at me. It's not really his fault that he's at this weight. A lot of it is our family history.
My dad struggled with his weight. When he passed away, he was in the mid-400s.
Here comes a bombshell moment. James faces the harsh reality when he steps on a scale and sees he's hit 750 pounds. The moment is thick with shock, further stirred by talks of his family's hefty history with weight, linking genetics and lifestyle to his current predicament. The upcoming scene really turns up the heat.
Worst thing I can hear today would probably be that I'm too big. There's nothing he can do. I've heard them words before, but everybody else has pretty much turned me away.
Mr. Jones? James? Okay, Mr. Jones, I'm gonna need you to step on the scale and just look at me while you're doing it, okay?
Okay.
Get ready for a serious reality check. James's life-threatening condition becomes starkly apparent during a medical consult, where even basic checks are a challenge due to his size. His eating habits come under scrutiny, revealing a heavy pattern of unhealthy noshing. Hang tight, because what's next will have you at the edge of your seat.
Hello.
Hello.
James, I'm Dr. Sarden.
James.
Nice to meet you, Doctor. I'm Maggie. I'm his mother.
So, what is your eating habit?
I eat quite a bit and quite often.
So, in the span of a day, how many times are you eating?
Probably 2, 3, 4 times a day.
This part is crucial. Watch closely. The doctor lays out the grim odds about James's chances of survival without immediate changes. Discussions of risky but necessary surgery come into play, with a stern goal for James to shed 50 pounds before it's even an option. The suspense thickens. Keep watching as the stakes get even higher.
The starchies, and he likes to eat lots of sweets, pies, gobblers, things like that.
Anybody else live in the house beside you too?
Not right now. I just lost my daughter and my husband.
Was your husband overweight?
Oh yes, he was close to 500 pounds.
500 pounds.
And for the grand finale, this conclusion tugs at the heartstrings. The episode wraps with James contemplating the heavy toll his potential death would have on his family, stirring a fierce determination to not follow in the tragic footsteps of his kin. His resolution to change marks a poignant end to a deeply moving episode. But guess what? The emotional journey is just getting ramped up.
I don't really think that she could make it to another one, so I have to do it. I have to change.
Believe this kickoff? Right out of the gate, the episode starts with an explosive argument between Amy and another family member. They throw accusations about being too controlling like confetti. Amy's told she isn't the boss, which spirals into a physical clash. Both are visibly upset. Pushing and shouting escalate quickly, really setting the stage for a family drama that's off the charts. Strap in. This is just the appetizer.
You think you're everybody's goddamn boss, Amanda, but you're not.
You are not making my son drive you anywhere.
I'm not making your son do a damn thing.
Amy,
Get the out of my face, Amanda.
get your hands off of me. Man, get the off of me.
Stop play with me.
I didn't do. She put her hands on me.
I'm so sick of you trying to be the...
The reaction is as fiery as the confrontation itself. After the dust starts to settle from the initial brawl, the family tension ramps up even further. Amidst the chaos, one member feels utterly ignored following some major personal changes, adding layers to the emotional landscape of this scene. As frustrations boil over and hurt feelings get aired like dirty laundry, it's clear these issues run deep. Buckle up, because the roller coaster is just getting started.
This is the first time my family's seen me without a tray in person. And them bitches didn't even say anything. So rude.
I was looking, I mean, I've tried to be discreet because like I really want to see, but I didn't want to like make you feel uncomfortable.
She probably that bitch.
Does that hurt?
No, it's my throat, touch it.
It's my throat, touch it.
It's skin.
Grab your tissues for this one. Amid the storm, a family member opens up about deep-seated insecurities concerning her eyesight, impacting her self-esteem. This heartfelt confession pulls back the curtain on the often overlooked struggles within the family. It's a raw, vulnerable moment that shows just how much words can sting. And guess what? There's more emotional turbulence ahead.
What?
Amanda, you just hurt her damn feelings.
Did I hurt her feelings?
Yes.
Probably. My eyesight is my deepest insecurity. They make fun of my eyes a lot, and it hurts a lot. I could never change my eyes. I could never be beautiful because of my eyesight and how I look.
Talk about pressure cooking. Amy spills her worries about her sister Tammy's looming homecoming and the mountain of responsibilities awaiting her. This candid talk highlights Amy's anxiety over juggling her hefty load with Tammy's needs, painting a vivid picture of the burden she feels. As we peer into Amy's world of stress and duty, remember, the drama dial is about to turn up.
Amy's going to require sometimes, and Amy's worried about that falling on her shoulders. And I don't know that Amy has a good enough support system in her house. We're just going to really see how strong Amy's going to be honest.
Well, sorry, I that up. It's okay for everybody to poke fun at me and make fun of me and say,
I never
and when
said anything about you,
I think
Amanda.
you're coming at the wrong one talking crazy to me because I've been your biggest supporter.
I don't never talk about y'all bad
So don't come for me unless I stand for you.
Heartstrings will be tugged here, folks. During a poignant family gathering, the spotlight shifts to health scares and surgical recoveries, underscoring the real fears of not being there for their kids. This discussion is drenched in concern and care, with family bonds shining through the worry. The emotional weight is palpable, and trust me, it only intensifies in the next scene.
Welcome home, Tammy. Have you missed that?
I feel disappointed. Instead of focusing on the big thing, which was me being home, they chose to pick on each other.
I'm telling you right now, she better leave me alone or else I'll hurt her feelings real bad.
Just stay away from her for a while.
Emotions are still running high, no signs of cooling down. A heated debate about needing and giving support during tough times shows just how charged this family atmosphere is. Everyone's intentions might be in the right place, but the pressure is definitely on, revealing the complex dance of support, personal struggles, and emotional labor they all share. Fasten your seatbelts. The next turn is a doozy.
You've been through a lot these past few weeks, and I'm going to tell you, like, me and Misty both have talked about it, and I told her to go have her surgery because she needs it because of the diabetes. But if you need me to stay, I'll stay. I'll cancel and reschedule.
You can practically cut the tension with a knife. Amy talks about her exhaustion and the deeper issues impacting her health and well-being, including skipping her meds and general neglect of her own needs. It's a telling moment against the backdrop of family dynamics and expectations. Stick around. The emotional fireworks are far from over.
At this point, I don't know the next steps of what's going to happen, but I know I need to get a lawyer, and I know I need to file for divorce.
Hey, what's wrong?
Just a little bit. That's really hard.
Why don't you get up in that chair instead of sitting on the floor or sit on one of these machines?
Hold on to your hats. This is a critical moment. Amy brings her dire health neglect into the spotlight, admitting she hasn't used the bathroom in 2 weeks. The family hashes out the grave implications of ignoring health basics, highlighting a severe oversight in her care. This is a crucial pivot in understanding the stakes. The next segment, it's a powder keg waiting to blow.
Removed off of it, but she's not taking care of herself, so she needs to use it.
With sleep apnea, if you do not wear your machine at night, you will be tired all the time because you lose oxygen while you sleep.
Your body can't rest.
Your body can't rest because it's constantly fighting to make sure you breathe.
Just when you thought it might calm down, nope. The family vacation implodes as Amy decides she's had enough and attempts an early departure, setting off another round of emotional fireworks. The scene turns physical again, showcasing the deep-seated stress and fractures within the family. Ready for the next twist? It's a jaw-dropper.
You stop yelling at me like you've lost your mind.
Y'all promised to help me with the kids,
and I haven't. But you stop talking to me like you've lost your mind.
It's the last night of the vacation, and after dinner, I was trying to help Amy.
As if things couldn't get more heated. As the episode winds down, Amy's resolve to head home despite the late hour sparks yet more conflict over family support and roles. This intense standoff highlights the enduring struggles to balance personal needs with family expectations. Keep your eyes peeled. The final showdown is just ahead, and it promises to be explosive.
I am blown away that Amy got physical. That's not her.